FANDAY'S blog. Of course, as we always look at current happenings around Conodi State and Sierra Leone by extension. Today, we in a community where for far too long they don't contribute immensely towards the development of Kwedu City and then find themselves na a place where they always been the yarn out for development. Of course, they may not undertake a lot of development because the Ataya base comprise of young people, old people, and they get an executive way always a yarn out for developments. But before I take on a through, I go want for make me brother we hold the mic, go introduce himself and tell me who that and be na this base here so.
Well, Mina Isaac Tambaboima, secretary to this Ataya base.
Okay. Yes, but Isaac will tell you your name and you also will tell you your position.
Mina Wakuruma.
Okay.
Member for this group.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, of course, over to you, Mr. Boima. Like the more time with the secretary because the bookman and the ability that happen. So what if we want for tell me followers and tell me who said this Ataya base they inside Kwedu City here?
Well, rightly, as I speak to you, the Ataya base in Sukudu, Kwedu City, Tankoro Children constituency, Ataya base, so that it will be somehow I look into the public.
Okay.
So if you look at the floor self, as I tell you entirely, we didn't need like a place where young people like can kind of gather, we discuss. But one of the felt needs again, we need like plasma because now side this way we can keep coming in for 1 or 2, 3 hours after work. Now youth mind together and so and release stress from there. So, but taking a look at the environment, we get diverse or youth then we get youth man the way no employee. But at the end of the day, we can't keep coming. But we not get something like entertainers. Then the entire base officer, the face offer, we need for like be something like a modern trend.
Okay, because basically they look at and say the Ataya base also looks small comparing to considering how the population then Sukudu na a very large community. What you get for say about that?
Well, that the part of a dream for extend the Ataya base, but we need support because this small structure where is so not just a mere contribution by individual who been the way who been the contribute by monthly.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we able to put up a structure.
Okay. So basically, I already talk about plastering and also the floor, and I also hear you talk about plasma television. And if somebody want for help now, what are the most important one the way you go put first?
Well, we want for change the face of this Ataya base. We want for plaster the Ataya base in and out.
Okay.
At least there we make small extension because by looking at it, the total in fact ways so you can kind the day now we can sit down at them because the place too small. So we want for make extension to us this Ataya base.
Okay, because I see at times most people they tell me say they say Ataya base na place say idlers and together, place say idlers and together, and also a place where people wait and not get nothing for do just like we don't say idlers and they say and together na Ataya base. Waiting at the story we go tell we go change that dynamics.
Well, in that light, I want to tell the world and the listeners and say that mentality now in those days mentality. Me when they talk to you, me na a teacher and not a community teacher, I won't be pin coded teacher, government pin coded teacher. So therefore, if people together know so say the Ataya base na idler place, no. And the Ataya base na a place of education, almost na a school, make and clear from one of the school of thought. If I not say Sukudu Ataya base comprise of youth the way the landscapes. Now because job no day. As I tell you earlier, the manager when Mr. Jalona a technician. If you get a hose for bill from the floor to the from the floor now to the roofing, they do am. We get teachers in aya, we get woman and the landlord that skills then and get soap making aya, they do have business. So if anybody get that mentality say the Ataya base na idler place, no, the Ataya base contribute for moderate the society, one way on for development of the society. Because here we always talk about schools issue again. We make that sensitization for talk to a young one and say let them leave these schools and drugs abuse. So if person don't take that challenge, you not go say na idler. Because we want let the nation be, we say they contribute for the nation development.
Okay. So I want to make you give the mic to one of them where I'll go also ask some questions because it necessary where any committee you go, you receive money. So mama, you go tell me your name and you also go tell me you know who run this Ataya base.
Member Mali.
Okay.
In a youth of this Ataya base.
Okay. So basically, what do you take and also what do you advise to a company ladies them wey themselves can keep company that this Ataya Base, because as we been hearing from Mr. Boema, he say una need a lot of things. Of course, una need for like the Ataya Base plaster, the floor, so na another one, and also he say una need plasma because they see cable, but we plasma not dey. Na that make at times I dey see say young people no go dey cancel frequently, because if na TV been there so una dey show game, you know, and also dey help for like more young people wey dey around self dey. Yeah, so wetin you get for tell me about that?
Oyo for tell una le una help we. We need cement, we need a plasma.
Okay. Okay.
We need una help we back.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Aba. Now you get all the questions that we are going for ask.
No problem.
So because out of eyesight, you know, there's a way you see, seeing is believing. I don't see say also they look at and say the young people of Sukudu then don't they involve into a lot of activities where don't they help for carrying on for like the community in face good, because of course if you don't tell me say like the road network una like during the raining season una they help for clean so una they help for construct the feeder roads we link community Sukudu community. So what you go on for tell me viewers and me followers about that?
Well, that's not a clear question where I want for make to the public and the listeners center. The Ataya Base, as you see this road here will lead to Koyo. From that culvert for come up, the Ataya Base can help for construct, because when the season, the rainy season, kayak in flooding, and so therefore we can help for do road maintenance as the Ataya Base will be say we just take and say now for part of we on part of the development and so the Ataya Base if it from that Koyo now. I mean, from the way come back to this point, as you can see now the landmark of the Ataya Base landing. With the youth they can like one Saturday they can together we say we walk, so that we avoid for minimize accident. So now that kind of thing the Ataya Base they undertake.
So basically, waiting on your advice now to the young people, because currently as we all know, push down the down the rampant now we country, it don't they affect a lot of young people, and so young people and they still and parents and don't put them for go land work, but they know they take as serious, and also so then they don't put them at school, but they don't left because of these drugs. Waiting your advice to the young people.
Well, me advice to the young people and the followers, I want for categorically tell and say let we left this drugs abuse, more especially like the cause. It damage the mindset of the youth, and even it reduce the human resource in the country. Because when you look at the coup takers, then sometimes but who die miserable death as a result of this coup. So with the appeal to the young people, let we left this coup issue, so that this country it will be a better country for we, because we are the youth and the dynamo of this country. But if the youth and the Davis themselves at the end of the day by this coups, then who are they going for take after when the old people go for left the offices there? So we want for talk to the young people so that this coups let they left the coups, and even the coups importers per se. Let government put mechanism in place so that then people here say them go stop, because when the young people not see for buy, they not go take her. And the people who left school, we want for tell and say that means say if because we on the other maybe in poverty or as a case maybe, but we want for see talk so let them engage themselves in middle manpower. That is to say then for engage themselves in skill job, let them learn work, so that this country get for develop in such a way that tomorrow when the old people will get for left offices, now we get for take care. But how you go take care when you not skillful, you not educated, you know educated business. So if na drugs someone fall then you go say the country not they try or government not they try, and know they save money give in this country. No country not do they save money. Now where you get for apply yourself, you get for say wetin I don't do for this country, not say wetin the country do for you. As a youth, with the advice we come be youth, then let them abandon this push business.
So basically, waiting will be message now to viewers and followers, like the politicians and the one way they also get the intention for kind side for let them help for this Ataya Base.
Well,
and also philanthropists there as well.
The philanthropists that go start from that point, we aren't open to watch them follow receive the help, because Sukudu na a community will comprise of over 20-something thousand population within a year. So if you check the youth rings against where you go there around how many thousands of youth. So therefore, and Sukudu they within the municipality. So if you take a look at this kind of voters them who said then say need development, and the Ataya Base by extension we need the help that we want for extend the Ataya Base, so that we want for change this face of the Ataya Base, so that when people like your type will come where they fight you go see say this Ataya Base now super minded people than they, but do with the appeal to them we need the help. We all our voters then we get women there among we where some the less vulnerable we get other people that are missed, but we will talk to them so that at the end of the day let we send match with the trench of the other Ataya Bases there.
Yeah. So I want to tell you plenty thank you. We you take this interview with we.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fanday.
Yeah. FANDAY'S blog, of course, as we always look at current happenings around Konodi State and Sierra Leone by extension. Today, we in a community where for far too long they don't contribute immensely towards the development of Kwedu City, and then find themselves na a place where they always been the yarn out for development. Of course, they may not undertake a lot of development because the Ataya base comprise of young people, old people, and then get an executive way always a yarn out for developments. But before I take on through, I go want for make me brother we hold the mic, go introduce himself and tell we who that and be na this base here so.
Well, Mina Isaac Tambaboima, secretary to this Ataya base.
Okay. Yes, but Malisa will tell you your name and you also will tell you your position.
Minawa Kuruma,
Okay.
member for this group.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, of course, over to you, Mr. Boma. Like the more time with the secretary because the bookman and the stability that happen. So what if we want for tell me followers and tell me who said this Ataya base they inside Kwedu City here?
Well, rightly, as I speak to you, the Ataya base in Sukudu, Kwedu City, Tankoro Chiefdom constituency,